All right, so today what we're going to learn about is how to use something called a dial caliper. So a dial caliper looks like this. Basically, it has a dial, and then if you look up close, it has numbers associated with it. Uh, Dial caliper are in inches, but it is, if you see, um, it's a little bit different than. Oh, is it going to actually? There it is. All right. So do you see how it goes one through? So there's 10 spaces. So it's an inch, but it's actually in tenths of an inch, which is a little bit weird since inches on a ruler or inches on a meter stick, or sorry, a yardstick um, is in sixteenths. So we are going to be using tenths on here. So it'll be okay. And then if you look at this dial, it allows us to be even more accurate. So it goes further. So the biggest thing with dial calipers, so we're going to take a few notes and then we're going to learn how to use them. All right. So the biggest thing with dial calipers is that they allow us to be more precise. So dial caliper. So we'll start out dial, caliper, notes. So more precise than a ruler or meter stick, or sorry, yardstick. Okay, so if we are looking at a dial caliper, we will draw one right here. So we have a dial right here, and then we have basically some jaws, and then other jaws, and then we have some up here, um, some jaws up here, and then we have this long kind of thing out here. Okay, so basically, primarily we're going to be using something like this. So what we're going to do, if you see these jaws right here, these measure the outer diameter or outer width of something. So let's say I have this student ID. Let's say I wanted to measure the thickness of a student ID. So if I do this and close these jaws, all right, do you see this up here? The first step would be to look at this number right here. So I'm going to put a little 1 right here. This would be the first step. You want to look at this number right here, and that is going to be this number right here. Now, if it was a bigger item and it went past the 1 right there, it would also be this one. So this and this can be gotten from the first item right here. Okay? So we move that in and out. So I'll close that back on there like this. All right. And then what you do is you look at this right here. You look at the furthest line to the right that you see. So do you see the furthest line to the right there is 0. So we know it is not a full tenth of an inch thick. So it's 0.0. All right. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go up to the dial. So the next thing you're going to do, number 2, is going to be the dial. All right. And that is going to give you this and this number right here. So this dial if you look at it, we'll focus it a little bit more. We'll try to focus it. There we go. Maybe? No. Ah, all right. So do you see the black dial right there? Do you see how between 20 and 30, and specifically it says 28? So this number right here would be 28. So you see that? 0.028. Now, for most of our stuff, that will be enough. This right here, just like in your science classes, is what we call our estimated digit. For our class, the majority of the time, you will not need the estimated digit. Occasionally, I might ask for it. And if that's the case, you would look back up here. You would focus it. Hopefully, it'll focus. All right. And do you see how it's exactly on 28? All right. So if it's exactly on 28, this number would be 0. All right. So usually the estimated digit is either 0 or 5. So basically either right on it or right in between. All right. That's how you use a caliper.